going to the movies with his grandson. Okay, it's kind of weird to say Snoop's got grandsons, but that's what happens when you get older. And he goes to this one movie, I think it's called Lightyear or whatever. And in the movie, I let him tell you what happens, and he's confused on what happens there. Go ahead, Rob.
I took my grandson to see, what was the movie with Buzz Lightyear?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
Yeah, with Keke Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, man, she had a baby with
the music, right?
A woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women's. How did she have a baby? Shh. The movie ain't over with. So it's like, it fucked me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for.
Vinny.
I mean, just when you, and what this is a Disney movie?
Lightyear.
Yeah. Am I right, Rob? Is that just to
it's a Disney
fact check
movie.
me? Okay,
Yes.
so just when you thought Disney couldn't make it any worse and you thought that they were going to be changing, they find a freaking way. For the last decade.
But remember, that's a 2022 movie.
No,
So
this
it's not
one?
this is 2022 movie.
But still, they're still airing. They're not taking it off.
For sure, yeah.
It's like, my thing is just how much money, and there, by the way, I don't think Disney is changing gears, Pat. I think they're still making stuff like this. And
they're getting rid of this Jacqueline. What's her name? Something Kennedy. Kathleen Kennedy that gets her job. Her contract's coming up this year or next year, end of 2025. She's stepping away. When is Kathleen Kennedy stepping away, Rob? Do you know the date?
Let me find out.
And is she with Disney? She's with Disney. She's with
Lucasfilms,
which is Disney. Yeah,
Lucasfilms. Yeah, but, and I get it, Pat. I get they're changing. I know Bob Iger's there, and he's trying to adjust stuff. But I mean, this is just the point.
End of 2025.
They're making people like even like Snoop, who Snoop is anti-Trump. I'm pretty sure he's a freaking Democrat, but I don't love that it's happening. But it's good to see, Tom, that like for Snoop, for you guys, for it to finally find its way to hit Snoop Dogg, where he has to sit there and explain to a kid, because we talked about it earlier today. To me, that's grooming. You're making these kids look like, for the kid to ask that and be so confused at that age, that's not by accident. They're doing it on purpose. And we were talking about earlier in the podcast how it's what you teach them. And then once it's a certain goal, then they're gone and they're on their own. But this, to me, Tom, it couldn't stop any, like they should go back and get rid of those type of things, because that's what it's doing, Pat.
Well, and so it's funny, is Kathleen Kennedy stepping away end of the year. She's the one responsible for a lot of this woke stuff. Mm-hmm. She's the one that every movie, lesbian, all this stuff that they need to have. So there's conference calls where a couple of the employees called her out and they got in trouble. But keep in mind, Snoop, when he said he's anti-Trump, he was in 2017 when he said stuff about him. But in 2024, in an interview he did, he said, I got nothing but love for Trump. So I think he switched and he's now a Trump guy. And believe it or not, Snoop's a family guy. He's still with the same girl he was before. Mm. You know, he says, one of my biggest strengths is the fact that I'm married to the same woman. He's been with the same wife, I don't know how many years. Yeah, there it is. He's got nothing but love for Trump. He ain't done nothing wrong to me, and he has done only great things for me. He pardoned Michael Harris. So this is Snoop. Now, the challenge with this mindset as you're going through it is now you're getting some of the people that generally would have supported that to say, dude, just stop with this ridiculous stuff already. It's too much. Leave us alone. Let us just go to the movies and enjoy ourselves. Nope, they can't help themselves. I think bad ideas have consequences, and they're paying a price right now where guys like Snoop are talking about it. Like, when would you have thought Snoop would have said something like this?
Never.
He wants to live his life. Tom, your thoughts on this? I know you're a big Snoop guy, so just
no. You know what?
Wow.
So this is, forget that it's Snoop for a minute. When you go to a movie and you just want to sit at a movie and you're watching it with your kids, you don't want to have to decode things. Yeah. You just want to go to a movie. And that's what Snoop is talking about. You can go to whatever movies or anything like this, but I think if you're doing movies for kids, remember, one person's grooming is another person's, we're just recognizing society and we're normalizing.
Yeah.
So that's the two sides of it, and that's the argument that you're going to make. The artistic liberal side is going to say, we're just representing everyone. And the other side is going to say, no, you're kind of grooming, and you're kind of, you're trying to normalize it in the mind of my child, which is a grooming act for my child, and you'll say you're just normalizing it for all of society, and all of society is repressed, and that's your argument. Yeah. And then along comes Snoop, and you know what's funny? You could have all kinds of people here. Hispanic father, very masculine, white father, white mom. Guess what? All of a sudden, Snoop, who comes from the artistic side, says something about it, and it gets traction. Yeah. And guess what? Do they call him bigoted? Do they call him discriminatory against gays? No, because he comes from their side, and they don't know what to do with it.
What's crazy? You know what's crazy with this, Vinny, is I think you guys were doing something on Unusual Suspect. And, you guys were talking about Pete Buttigieg, which is very weird. The one thing about black men, they may not say stuff, but numbers speak louder than whatever they say on a podcast or not say on a podcast. Here's Pete Buttigieg. Numbers came out. Rob, can you go on ChatGPT and ask the following question? Say, is it true that Pete Buttigieg got no support from black men? Just type this up. And by the way, I'm not talking personal life. I'm talking like elections. So did he get no support from black men? No, I'm not being funny. Maybe he did hang out with a black guy. I don't know. So in June of 2025 poll, 0% support from black voters. This guy's a liberal. They should support him. A June 2025 Emerson College National Poll indicated that 0% of black respondents said they'd support Pete Buttigieg for the Democratic nomination, not just black men, but black voters overall. The report stressed this wasn't within a margin of error. It was quite literally zero.
Growing a beard didn't work, huh?
Can you imagine this? Zero. So I don't know. I mean, specifically amongst black male voters, I don't know if that's their space that they're in. So he's like, just leave me alone. Adam, your thoughts on this?
I mean, when you lose Snoop Dogg, that is a telltale sign you're losing the male vote, whether it's the black vote, whether it's a Latino vote, whether it's any type of dude. Snoop represents the average guy that's just like, what the hell is going on here? If you know anything about Snoop, here's a guy that's basically focusing on his money, minding his business, like, my money on my mind, on my mind, on my money, doing his own thing, rolling down the street, sipping on gin and juice, doing nothing but a G thing. And all of a sudden, Buzz Lightyear shows up and you got lesbian couples adopting kids. And he's like, what the hell is going on here? 10 years ago, when Trump was elected, you could probably find the clip. Snoop was like, "Oh, you cracker, Uncle Tom." He went in on black people. 10 years later, he's at the inauguration. What's up, Trump? That's my dog. Snoop represents the average man who's like, what the hell is going on here in America? When you lose Snoop, you're losing the average man, and Snoop ain't having it anymore. He ain't playing this game.
And I just think it's ridiculous. Since 2019, they've lost Disney $11 billion. And I get it. This was a 2022 movie, but the question is, like, what was the goal? Thank God people have woken up, and I think Trump played a big part. But what was the goal, Tom? Pushing that agenda? Because, Tom, if we didn't say nothing...
One man's normalization is another man's grooming.
I think so.
And they live in the echo chamber of liberal thought. Look at the Academy Awards. Look at the Emmy Awards. What do they used to call it? There used to be an acronym for it. Oscar, Emmy, Tony, Grammy, whatever it was. And look at the award shows and look at what they're celebrating. They're celebrating progressive life, and they're bringing all that progressive life into all their artistic expression, which is their music, their cinema, their stage, and TV. Oscar, Tony, Emmy, that's what they're doing. And to them, they're trying to normalize it. I'm going to take devil's advocate and say, hey, you know what? I'm a gay woman in Hollywood. I'm just trying to normalize my life. I'm not over the top. Remember Norm Macdonald's Saturday Night Live? It was it was kind of funny. And it was controversial at the time, where he said, well, this week she might finally made it official. Cover of Time magazine. Ellen DeGeneres comes out and says, yes, I'm gay. In a related story, trying to keep up, he says, exercise king Richard Simmons came out and said, yes, I'm really, 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 really gay. and everybody was upset with Norm Macdonald. How can you do that? Why are you picking him? I wasn't picking on him. I made an obvious joke because he was so out with everything. So in their echo chamber, and they're there, they think they're just presenting normalized people that are part of society. I disagree, but that's where they are.
Here's Stephen A. Smith on Bill Maher when he's asked about it. Go ahead, Rob.
Democratic primary voters, 16% would support Buttigieg. That's the highest of any candidate. Pete Buttigieg.
I don't believe it.
Wait.
I think that's just a poll number. I can't see that happening.
Well, okay, but wait. 16%. Black voters, 0. 0. You don't usually see 0 anywhere. 0's low.
For who? What is this?
For Buttigieg. Explain that. I mean, why do black voters have this? I mean, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's under-indexing a little bit with black voters, yeah.
A little. What is that all about?
He doesn't move us. I respect the man. I've interviewed him before. Very nice man, highly intelligent. But you gotta be able to move us, bro. He doesn't move us.
He ain't Trump.
You can speculate as to why that is. I'm not going there. He doesn't move us.
He's basically saying the black community isn't voting for gay Cracker Barrel. And it is what it is. How many times did you hear Trump in a rap song? You don't hear Mitt Romney in a rap song. You don't hear gay Mitt Romney in a rap song. Yeah. The black community wants to resonate with somebody that moves
Romney's
them.
not gay. This is Pete Buttigieg.
No, I know. But that's
it's
the regular Cracker Barrel.
It's kind of hard. Like if you can't really say the last, like what are the odds that he's a gay guy and the word "but"?
Oh, you're trying to do that?
No, I'm just
you're
saying.
Trying to judge his booty?
No, I'm not.
Man, don't do that.
By the way, for what it's worth, let me tell you this, and I'm being as honest as possible, and it's not your fault. I'm not doing that. If Kamala could speak like Pete, she would have had a better chance.
I agree.
If Biden would have spoke like Pete speaks so eloquently. He is so talented with
and
the way he speaks.
And sober most of the time.
That might
so
work
talented the way he speaks. But guess what? America's just not ready for something like that today.
He needs to start using his S's a little more.
Oh, he's
the alpha. He's the alpha in the relationship. We want to show you the campus, especially those of you guys that are going to the vault. So if you've already bought a ticket, great. Rob's going to put the link here for you to go register. If you bought a ticket, you get to bring a guest with you just to see the tour. Some of you guys are going to be able to get on private jets and actually see what a private jet's like. And some of you guys are going to see some exotic cars. And I'm not just talking about some regular cars. I'm talking some very weird-looking cars that cost a couple $1 million. That'll be this Wednesday. If you haven't yet bought your ticket, we are literally 2 weeks away from the Vault Conference. This is when all of a sudden everybody starts buying the tickets and, oh, my God, I got to get the ticket. I got to go, which is great. But this is causing tickets to sell out as well. If you're somebody that hasn't yet purchased your ticket, go to thevaultconference.com, thevaultconference.com. Rob, can you put the link below? Thevaultconference.com. If we have a QR code for them to go there as well, get yourself a ticket. Generals will be able to network with around 400-500 people. Platinums and executives will get a tour by a couple of our associates. Anybody that's got a founder or a CEO ticket, I'm going to be giving you a tour of the entire facility. Excited to see everybody here. We're going to have some hors d'oeuvres, some food. You know, it's going to be you'll see stuff before a lot of other people will see it. So again, if you're in South Florida or surrounding, people are traveling from other countries here to just come for this. But if you haven't yet, go to thevaultconference.com, get your ticket, and go register with the link below. Add a guest. We'll see you here in 48 hours. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.